Ferris Merida had seen many things in his 15 years as a galactic freight hauler, but he'd never expected to die on a backwater moon like Tertius 9. The energy blast had caught him in the side, tearing through his environmental suit and into his ribs. He could feel the warmth spreading across his abdomen, could taste copper in his mouth. The cargo bay was dark now, emergency lights casting everything in crimson shadows. His attackers had fled once they realized the shipment wasn't what they'd expected. Just industrial components, nothing worth killing over. But the damage was done. Ferris pressed his hand against the wound, trying to slow the bleeding. His communicator was shattered, the ship's distress beacon offline. He was alone and he was dying, or so he thought. A sound echoed through the bay, soft footfalls almost imperceptible. Ferris turned his head, expecting his killers to return for a final sweep. Instead, he saw a small figure emerge from behind a cargo container. It was a Velkari cub, no more than 4 solar cycles old by human reckoning. The species was rare this far from the core worlds, their furred bodies and large luminescent eyes making them look deceptively vulnerable. This one stood barely 3 feet tall, its silver-blue fur matted with dust and grime. "Human," the cub said in perfect standard, its voice high but steady. "You're injured." Ferris tried to laugh, but it came out as a wet cough. "That's putting it mildly, kid." The cub approached without fear, its eyes scanning Ferris's wound with unsettling focus. "The blast severed your hepatic artery. You have perhaps 10 of your minutes remaining. Thanks for the cheerful assessment." Ferris's vision was starting to blur. "You should get out of here." "Not safe." "I was hiding in the cargo hold when they boarded," the cub said, kneeling beside him. Its small hands moved with surprising confidence, tearing strips from Ferris's jacket. "I saw what they did. I saw their faces. Good for you." Ferris's head lolled to the side. The cold was creeping in now, that familiar enemy of all spacers. At least, someone knows. "No." The cub's voice was sharp, commanding. It grabbed Ferris's face, forcing him to meet its glowing eyes. "You're not dying yet. I don't think I have much say." "You do." The cub began packing the wound with the cloth strips, applying pressure with strength that seemed impossible for its small frame. "Because I won't let you die until I find the ones who did this." Ferris blinked, confusion cutting through the pain fog. "What? You helped me," the cub said simply. 3 cycles ago, Station Kepler 7. You saw the traffickers trying to cage me. You stopped them. You didn't know me. You gained nothing from it, but you helped me anyway." The memory came back slowly. A dingy station, a commotion in the market. He'd intervened without thinking. The way his father had taught him. The way humans did things even when it wasn't smart. "I remember," Ferris whispered. "Then you understand why I cannot let you die before justice is served." The cub's hands moved to Ferris's chest and suddenly he felt warmth. Not the warmth of blood loss, but something else. Something deeper. "My people have certain capabilities. We can share our life force temporarily." "It will hurt." "Everything hurts," Ferris managed. "This will hurt more." The cub's hands began to glow, and suddenly Ferris understood what the galaxy whispered about the Velkari, why they were so rare, so protected. Energy flowed from the small creature into his body, and it felt like liquid fire in his veins. He wanted to scream, but his voice caught in his throat. His wound began to close, not healing naturally, but being held together by sheer force of will. The bleeding slowed, then stopped. His vision cleared. "This is temporary," the cub said, its voice strained now. "It will last perhaps 2 of your hours. Long enough?" "Long enough for what?" Ferris asked, his voice stronger now despite the agony. "For me to find them." The cub stood, and Ferris saw something ancient and terrible in those young eyes. "For me to mark them. And then, human Ferris Merida, you will have your justice. Because that is what you gave me. Not just rescue, but justice. You made them answer for what they attempted." The cub moved toward the bay door with purpose, but paused and looked back. "My name is Kethris of the 7th Clan. When you tell this story, and you will survive to tell it, remember that a Velkari always honors their debts. And remember that your species' strange instinct to help the helpless, even when logic suggests otherwise, is why the galaxy needs humans." Ferris tried to stand, his body responding despite everything it had been through. "Kid, Kethris, you can't face them alone." "I won't be alone." The cub's expression was almost a smile. "I'll have you. "You're not dying today, Ferris Merida. You're not dying until I say so." And with that, the small figure disappeared into the corridor, leaving Ferris standing in the blood-stained cargo bay alive against all odds, held together by borrowed time and a child's fierce determination. He checked his sidearm, tested his legs, and followed. Because if a 4-cycle-old cub could face down killers for the sake of honor, then he could damn well back the kid up. That was the human way, after all, even when it wasn't smart, especially then.